On this full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo episode of Spelling the HEKA-TEA with Marcus and Ivan, we of course have Witchcraft in the news, followed by March's Astrology Mixology. Then it's our main topic, feeding the gods, sacrifice, and the many forms in which sacrifice and offerings can actually take. Then, of course, we have our next episode of Promenade of the Gods, producing the Spring Mysteries, a nice preview of that, followed by Chilling Adventures of Sabrina rewatch. Then, of course, we have SpellCraft, and lastly, the all-new Witchy Media review, where we introduce you to a new music artistic collective that I am currently super obsessed with, the Haus Of Hekate. So all this and more on Spelling the HEKA-TEA with Marcus and Ivan. Join us. Witches, blessed full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo, and welcome to an all-new episode of Spelling the HEKA-TEA with Marcus and Ivan. I'm Marcus James, author, activist, witch, and until the day I die, a very defiant, very fabulous homosexual.
And I'm Ivan Freeman Casey. I am a legal assistant, a fiction editor, a witch, and until the day I die, a very, very feminine lesbian.
If you are new here, welcome. We are so glad that you are joining us for the first time. And if you are returning, and one of our returning champions, as we like to call you, because I know we can be a lot.
That's true.
Welcome back. We drop episodes every new moon and full moon right here on YouTube. We are a morning show for witches by witches. It's like Good Morning America or the Today Show, but for the craft.
Good morning, witchcraft.
Yes, Good Morning Witchcraft. Oh my God, what if that's the end of the show?
Oh my gosh, imagine.
If you like what you see, please, 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 please like, comment, subscribe, hype, and share. And always continue to help us build our beautiful, magical, wonderful, fabulous, baneful, and blessed coven right here in our corner of the circle.
Where, as always, we are two homos, one cauldron, and it is a spellbindingly good time.
Abso-fucking-lutely, rootin' tooty, fresh and fruity. All right, so as we said, full moon, lunar eclipse in Virgo. Thank the goddess. We also have astrology mixology today because March is jam-packed. So wait until we get into that. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing good. You know, we just got done doing a house tour at a wonderful mansion that had like a practical magic, charmed vibe to it. It was a real estate tour. Yes, I'm a looky-loo. I have no shame in that. Exactly. Especially, but I'm picky. Like, it has to be like a beautiful, like, historic home or something, you know, that you would actually, if it was an actual tour, you would pay a ticket to go tour the house, you know. I'm not just like, oh, there's houses up for sale today. Let's just go check out random house.
Although bonus points if said beautiful home has good snacks.
Yes, always have good snacks. Apologies to any of you watching who may be real estate agents are like, damn you, looky-loos. I know. I'm sorry.
We can't change our ways. We are too old.
We are too old. We are too set. We are too curious. Mm-hmm. And we love history too much. Exactly. Just is what it is. Plus, it's an easy way to go ghost hunting because so many of those places so haunted, at least in our neighborhood. Yeah. Like, but yeah, so that's always a fun way to just go ghost hunting too, is go to an open house. All right. So we are going to get right into it with Witchcraft in the news, and Ivan is starting us off.
I shouldn't say it like that because this is a little bit of a sad kickoff kind of story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me bring my voice down an octave so we can talk about the depressing shit.
Of course.
Painful. So, in the Indian state of Jharkhand, I apologize if I mispronounced that. Mm-hmm. So a woman and her 10-month-old son were allegedly burned to death.
Oh God.
Yeah, on suspicion of practicing witchcraft The woman's husband was also attacked, although he survived, albeit with severe burns, and he is still currently in the hospital.
Of course.
Yeah, so it was an attack the whole situation.
Yeah.
So police say they are searching for people who may have been involved. Some accused are in custody, although have not been formally charged yet. This kind of comes in a spike of witchcraft-related killings in India.
Yes, that we've reported on so often.
Many times. About 2,500 people were killed in India on suspicion of witchcraft between 2000 and 2016.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and that number, unfortunately, has continued to increase since then as well. Yeah, so this happened. I believe the main source of why they were attacked was that the wife was suspected of witchcraft, and then they decided, let's eliminate the entire family
to be safe.
Yeah. As so many of these stories, she was a healthcare worker, and she provided healthcare to a man who couldn't afford to go to the hospital.
Okay.
And then he did not make a full recovery, so she was blamed for practicing witchcraft on him.
Even though she did help him some.
Yeah, literally.
Like, she did help him a little,
Exactly.
but because he didn't get better all the way, then she did witchcraft on him to harm him.
Yes. So yeah, unfortunately, that is the case with so many of these stories, but that is the extent of the information that we've got as of now on this one. It's
It's tragic.
sad every time.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't deserve that.
All right, thank you. All right, so a creepy casket that has spawned rumors of witchcraft has appeared in Kenya, in a village in Kenya. So residents of a Kenyan village are on edge after they have discovered a casket containing a bloody note listing the names of several prominent local figures in Kenya. The find was reportedly made last Wednesday near the home of an official in the town of Wote, or Wote. Again, apologies, not sure. It was described as blood-soaked, and the chilling list of politicians and leaders had a cross mark next to each of their names, which obviously sparked concern for the community and everyone on the list, where belief in black magic, witchcraft, etc., is very much widespread and believed, and reinforced fear. The fear of it is reinforced by the horrific dominating onslaught of colonial Christianity that continues to persist to this day in Africa and the continent, and its various countries and city-states. So yeah, that was fun.
Next up, in some fun news, I take you to Gerald, Texas, where it's always fun news, right?
It's Texas.
Yeah. So anyway, the Williamson County Sheriff's Office arrested someone on drug manufacturing charges. His name is Juan Reza. He is an immigrant.
Okay.
It was following an investigation of suspected narcotics distribution in the area. He was charged because he was found with 4,200 grams of cocaine. Now, the area where he was arrested is close in proximity to a school.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people are kind of up in arms about, he's selling drugs to our kids.
Right.
Blah, blah. As you can imagine.
Yes.
That being said, there's a lot of other things in that area as well. It's not, like, he clearly did not target the
Right.
school.
He wasn't, like, actually, verifiably, he was selling to the school.
No.
And he was, okay, yeah.
No. So during the arrest, Reza also had multiple firearms on him, including one that was stolen. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah. So the presence of the weapons compounded the severity of the charges as well. Okay, and then also during the arrest, on him and in his possession were found some icons of Santa Muerte.
Okay.
Which is why we are discussing it.
Right, yes.
We don't usually just talk about drug arrests.
No.
But yes, because this one does have a witchcraft angle, that's why we decided to bring it up on the show.
Right.
Now, of course, as many of you may know, but just in case you didn't, Santa Muerte is often mistakenly identified only as a protector of drug dealers,
narco traffickers.
Yeah, which is untrue. She has devotees from many walks of life.
Yes. not to say that it is not true that she isn't, because she absolutely is a patron saint of drug dealers.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't negate or say she is just evil. This is evil. Exactly. It's just
she gets conflated a lot with evil because she does not judge her petitioners.
No.
You can go to her for protection in many areas of life, but you can also go to protection if you are involved in something that is, a little untoward. And she will help you.
And I would definitely say that with the amount of times that things are discovered, of sacrifices that cartels and shit do to her, do in her name, and they can make for her, how many times those get caught? To me, I'm sorry, but I've always took that as Santa Muerte being bitch, I don't want you sacrificing innocent people to me.
Exactly.
Yes, I am death, but bitch, I don't need you to do it for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because every time, especially with the big cases, when people are taken and then they're found, next to an altar or something with Santa Muerte, almost every time I read an article, the people are arrested.
Right.
The guys, the drug dealers or the murderers are found. So to me, that says
that the offering was not accepted.
That it wasn't accepted. That she's bitch, no, I don't want you to fucking do this shit.
Right.
So, So anyway, but that's unfortunate.
Exactly. It's I think that, because she is a patron of a myriad of different types of people who are kind of othered or outside, she gets kind of conflated with evil.
Right. She is so far from evil.
No,
she's wonderful.
Exactly.
She's so wonderful.
She really is. But even if she were dark, that's still a gross oversimplification.
Correct. Of any dark deity, spirit, entity,
Exactly. And most spirits or entities who are considered dark also have a lighter side as well.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting when this plays out to see how much of her gets involved in the case.
Yeah, I will be very interested to see that. And now, of course, mind you, not all dark entities have both sides, but many of them do.
Yeah, of course. Well, thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. So into the news of the literary world, a new book on Gerald Gardner titled The Wizard of Odd, the man who invented Wicca, sort of, comes out by author John Callow. And his book does not ignore Gerald Gardner's shortcomings by any means. It's not a fluff piece. As for many of us know, Gerald Gardner lived from 1884 to 1964. He, of course, is famous for the guy who wrote, Witchcraft Today and Modern Witchcraft, White Witchcraft, and came out as, out of the broom closet first, essentially, in a very public way. Really kind of brought together all the elements of what we see as modern Wicca.
Yeah.
And of course, we famously know that he says he learned it from a coven of witches that went back several generations. Who knows how much of that is true or not.
Right.
I feel it's kind of a mix of both invention and truth.
Yeah.
I'm sure that he did find himself amongst a bunch of traditional witches, I'm sure, who were close-knit, but I'm sure it wasn't as formal and as elaborate and systematically structured and put together as he made it sound.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to build credence to your religion and you're trying to build the credence to all the mechanics that go into the process of ritual in Wicca, with the sword and the dagger and the chalice and the way you set up the altar and where everything goes, so the bowl goes here and the bowl goes here and everything, go around. You have to have some kind of legend credence to back up and say, well, this is how it's always been done.
Right.
It's like how after Dickens invented our modern Christmas, so many people are we've had our Christmas tree as we've always had it.
Right.
It's bitch, no, you only started doing this 5 years ago. But it was that reinvention.
Exactly. I mean, like anything else, I'm sure that it was rooted in truth, but there was a lot of embellishment there as well.
Oops, I have an itch on my foot. So, in this book, it does touch on the fact that Gardner had his misogynistic moments.
Yes.
But it also does take note to make sure that it also points out and celebrates all the good that he did do as well. Because regardless of how you feel about Gerald Gardner, his impact on what we know of Wicca, witchcraft, neo-paganism, even ceremonial magic, Gardner did it in a way, Wicca, in a way that Hermeticism and Thelema and Crowley, couldn't do with those things. It just, Gardner, he looked like a wizard. He had a pixie face. He had almost a Santa Clausness to him.
Right.
So it just all came together and made for a kooky, fun guy who did a lot for the world and had a lasting world impact. So I'm really interested in reading this book.
Yeah.
And again, that was The Wizard of Odd by John Callow. So look for it.
Yeah. Okay, so next up is a pretty cool story as well.
Mm-hmm.
So in central Romania, archaeologists have uncovered a rare and evocative clay figurine, described as a female figure with her arms wide open as if in prayer.
Arms wide open. Okay.
But yeah, so like, you know, if you're like this before your altar,
Right,
like that's what the pose is essentially. Excuse me. She dates back roughly 7,500 years.
Oh, wow.
Very, very ancient.
Yes.
This was announced last week by the MNCR, which is the National Museum of the Eastern Carpathians.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it was found during legally required preventative excavations at the archaeological site of Argos, which is on the outskirts of, apologies for the mispronunciations, I'm going to butcher it. You know I'm going to butcher it. Let's go on this journey together. At the outskirts of Sifantu Gheorghi in the center of the country.
And she butchered it, folks. She butchered it. But it was a good try. Ding, ding, ding.
I don't speak Romanian, okay? Leave me alone.
I know. It's your handicap.
Yeah. Handy capable.
Excuse me. Handy capable.
Anyways, so this was a kind of routine excavation on the area, and they found this, which is really, really cool. It's a Neolithic piece that dates between 5,800 and 5,500 BC.
Oh, wow.
So that's really cool. Archaeologists uncovered traces of ancient dwellings, pottery fragments, burnt clay, and charcoal deposits around that same area.
Oh.
Inside one structure more than 7 millennia old, among the debris of daily domestic life, they discovered this kind of laid very carefully.
Nice. Like, yeah, with that it was sacred. There was care, reverence to how they placed it. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's only 6 centimeters in height. So just under...
Perfect for an altar.
Exactly. Just under 2.5 inches. The figurine is modest but very striking with its presence.
I love that.
Yes. So it was crafted from clay tempered with chaff and sand, which is a common strengthening technique. It was baked at high temperatures and bears kind of a brick red colorization. Or coloration, excuse me. Not colorization.
Right.
That's a different thing.
That is a different thing.
But there's darker brown shading kind of along the sides, suggesting it would have been exposed to kind of uneven heat.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of cool. So it was probably cooked in a hearth or a kiln. So a couple of features stand out on the figurine. The eyes are kind of rendered as these distinct, like V-shaped cuts. And a small oval ridge is for the nose.
Oh, okay.
There's also fine engraved lines that trace what appears to be hair.
Oh,
so yes, it's a very very specifically a feminine figure.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, the arms are kind of positioned.
Right.
So it's interesting to think about whether this would have been like an icon of community or ancestors or divinity.
Right.
We're not sure.
We're not going to know,
It is. Yeah. Yeah, so that was a really cool find, and I'm glad that she is now on full display in her glory.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you. Next, we are going to learn about the Witch's Black Lent.
Ooh.
Now, apparently, this has been something that it seems like is only like maybe 3 years old.
Okay.
But it seems very much like you'd have to be in the Christian paradigm.
Right.
I think like if you're like a former, this is probably maybe healthy if you're a former Catholic. And you're recovering Catholic. Right. So the Witch's Black Lent was invented by Jasmine Ambrosia and Beanbag Hagwag. Fanny pack. The idea is to reclaim and embrace the 7 sins as they are known in Dante's Inferno and within Christianity, and make them transgressive and subversive, as Jasmine apparently says. So the idea of the Witch's Black Lent is that you learn about the sin and choose, or the sins, and then choose one of them to focus on during the entire period of Lent, so 40 days and 40 nights. Then participants are encouraged to do things like write a poem or an invocation inspired by the sin of their choosing, make art about it, create fragrance inspired by it. So it could be tea, but you could do soap, perfume, anointing oil. Build a ritual with the elements that were created. Then in the final week of Lent, participants can reflect and journal about their journey with the sin and watch the Feast of Friends live stream on YouTube. So here's kind of like the idea of the empowering keywords to associate with the 7 deadly sins.
Okay.
So for envy, we have determination, growth, inspiration, and manifestation. Gluttony, friendship, food festivals, street food, community feast, well-being. Greed, career success, financial stability, owning a house, spending money, generosity. Lust, desire, liberation, pleasure, passion, and love. Pride, confidence, power, acceptance, self-worth, and self-love. Sloth, self-care, spa day, lavender, milk and honey, tea, sleeping in. Wrath, justice, activism, direct action, unity, survival. Well, in that case, we do wrath like every time we film. So like every episode is an act of wrath.
Well, I mean, we're fire signs, so
it's true.
That checks out, honestly.
It's true. And then we do love slothing.
We do.
We do love self-care and spa days, and we do love lavender and milk and honey.
And we do love our pride.
We do. We do love our confidence and our power. We do have acceptance, and we understand self-worth and we have self-love.
We do.
I like greed. I mean, greed, career success, financial stability, owning a home, spending money, generosity. Like, I like the idea of this. Now, would I actually, for 40 days and 40 nights, like, be like, let me pick one of these sins and just, like, 40 days and 40 nights myself of that sin? No, because I don't have, like, Catholic trauma.
Yeah.
I'm not deconstructing Christianity in any form, in any way, and never have. I do feel like we know someone that we could actually send this to, who could maybe use it, really benefit. Along with cracking open the history book. So if you are going to participate in this, if you do participate in the Witches Black Lent, please let us know in the comments. We would love to hear what you're focusing on. What did you focus on last year if you took part? And what are you focusing on this year? Thanks.
For us, though, the only Black Lent around us is maybe on my sweater.
Do you have another story?
No.
Okay, well then now you do.
And lastly, in music news, we have an album called Papa Legba by a band called Heart of Hekate.
Ooh.
Which I have never heard of before, so...
I have not either, actually.
Yeah.
And it's funny that then they have an album called Papa Legba.
Yeah, I know, right? Which, I mean, you would think that you would know about these things.
Just, hilarious.
Right. So Haitian voodoo, Louisiana voodoo, and associated music have been fertile ground for many artists, from Robert Johnson and Dr. John to more recently Jim Jones, and now Heart of Hekate is delving into this topic.
This realm, yes.
So they unleash their interpretation of an intriguing legend.
Ooh.
To create a wonderfully immersive listener experience. Now, of course, as some of you may know, but just in case you don't, let's say it again. Papa Legba is the gatekeeper at the crossroads of humanity and the spirit world, whose role is to allow access and communication between the two.
Yes.
So using a mix of old and new, the track follows the dialogue between a traveler intent on making contact with the other side. He says, "Open the gates, allow me to speak. It's not a man, but a demon I seek." Which, okay. Okay. And the fearsome gatekeeper himself as he demands recompense for his services. The percussive intro hints at a carnival atmosphere to it, before distorted vocals and a bass/electronica vibe
kicks in.
Type of backing leads into like a darker territory in the music.
Okay.
Which sounds interesting.
It does, yeah. No, it does, yeah.
However, the general tone remains kind of upbeat and a little bit sensual.
Oh, okay. Sexy like that.
Yes. As
not Papa, but Daddy.
Daddy like that. I can make a joke about Papa legs in the air. Anyway, so as our protagonist in this album, this seems very much a classic concept album.
Right.
Like including a storyline.
Yeah.
Here to there. point A and point B. Anyway, so as she refuses to kowtow the mysterious entity. Whereas we tend to fear the unknown and unexplained, some of us, voodoo instead appears in this album to embrace magic and rituals with respect rather than dread. And that's true in general.
Yeah.
Which is a distinction captured by this particular song's portrayal of Papa Legba as an intimidating but simultaneously potentially amenable character.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll have to give this a try and listen for a Witchy Media review.
I'm very interested to hear it.
All right. Next, it is time for Astrology Mixology for March. Like I said, there was a lot going on this month, but, you know, woody woo.
Right.
So let's begin. So yesterday, March 2nd, Mars entered Pisces. With a planet of energy and drive moving into Pisces, this can bring more energy when you're in the background working alone or behind the scenes over the coming weeks. It might not be apparent right away thanks to Mercury retrograde in Pisces. So initially, it may be wise to take a different approach or give yourself more time to recharge. Today, the Virgo full moon lunar eclipse. So this lunar eclipse is a time to be extra productive, get things done, see the results of your smart work ethic, etc. Now, with Virgo being in Mercury, who of course is retrograding for the eclipse, there can be some hiccups. So you may need to consider different ways of getting your work done, or think about old projects from the past that you can pick back up now and just get it out of the way. March 6th, Venus enters Aries. So Venus is going to enter Aries, and the planet of love will get a shot of energy right up its bum. Now, you can take charge in your relationships if you're currently in one, have more energy to hang with your partner, or jump into new commitments. But either way, have fun, stay sweet, and embrace the love at this time. If you're looking for love or need to do a love spell of any kind, March 6th would be a good time to do that. March 10th, Jupiter turns direct in Cancer. So Jupiter is ending its retrograde on the 10th of March, no longer appearing to move backward, which began back in November of 2025. So this Jupiter retrograde had limited our options, and now with this over, we're going to have so many opportunities that can begin to open up again. It might take another week or two until the Mercury retrograde that's happening in general is just over, but you can start working pretty fastly on strengthening your internal foundation and just trying to make small personal improvements. This would be a great time. You could start initiating that now. On the 11th of March, the moon will be in Sagittarius, and this will be a last quarter moon in Sagittarius. So you can look at situations at this time with a bright outlook. This could also help you be less pessimistic about how things in your life are going. It could even be better than things feel at the moment. You just aren't understanding it because you're kind of in the thick of something. So just trust that it isn't as bad as it could be. With this last quarter moon being a time of endings, releasing, clearing things out, you can also focus on finalizing plans for really big ideas. Finishing up a course of study or releasing blocks to expansion in Sagittarius. Clear out what is holding you back from big ideas and new experiences. March 18th will be the Pisces new moon. With the Pisces new moon, this can be a time to trust your instincts, to utilize your imagination, and to give support. With Mercury retrograde in Pisces, you may need to look backward and pick back up old creative projects, reuse ways in the past where you've given or gotten support, or work to re-strengthen your intuition, psychic abilities, magic, etc. On the 20th of March, the Sun will enter Aries. With the Sun entering Aries, this will kick off Aries season. And Aries season is a month where there are high energy, enthusiasm, and your opportunities for new beginnings will come.
We're going to light you on today.
Yes, she's going into the Wiccaman. So you can be ripped and ready to go. And with Mercury retrograde ending, you may want to hit the ground running. Try to give yourself a little time to fully get moving again, though, because we know that retrograde energy is like a fog. It's hard to get out of that shit. Mercury will also turn direct in Pisces on this day. So the retrograde coming to a close with Mercury finally going direct in Pisces. There can be strong intuitive signals and messages that you may be getting through, some deific downloads, some Gnostic knowledge, some whispers from your ancestors. Maybe your familiar is like, hey bitch, you got a task for me? Whatever needs to be doing, do. Now on the 25th of March, the Sun in Aries will conjunct with Saturn in Aries. So discipline will be high, which means that you'll be able to focus on your goals and your direction. It will mean that you'll be able to stay the course on the path that you're currently on. This will be a good time to get the hard grunt work out of the way in terms of the things that you want to accomplish, to put together small plans and smart plans, and to also just feel more ambitious and driven. Allow yourself those feelings and let it guide you. This will let you hit your stride and get recognition from the right people. This will also have a first quarter moon in Cancer. So the first quarter moon is a time to make adjustments. And in Cancer, this might mean adjustments emotionally with the foundation or in personal ways over the next week. So either with the foundational things in your life or with interpersonal relationships. You might seek support in that, and that is totally okay. And you should, because this may help you feel more secure with any abrupt changes that may be happening at this time in your life. Bless you, bless you, bless you. We need an exorcism here. An exorcist right over here. Lastly, March 30th, Venus enters Taurus.
Yay. So
Venus will move into the sign of Taurus, which is one of the ones that it naturally rules. Taurus is a sensual, earthy sign. So this is amplified over the next few weeks. Get in tune with your body, with nature. Get in tune with the physical world around you. And in love, you may feel more loyal and passionate and stable than you have in a while in your relationship. And again, if you have entered into a new one by this point, because maybe you did something on the 6th of March to facilitate where you're at on the 30th of March, good for you. Kudos you. All right, and that is the Astrology Mixology for March.
Yay.
Live it, love it, follow it. All right, so now on to our main topic, feeding the gods, the real meaning of sacrifice. Now, what do we think of when we think of sacrifice? When we hear sacrifice associated with the occult, with witchcraft, we think backwards pagan villages where they still celebrate. We think the Wicker Man.
Right.
We think, which personally, yes, I want to live on Summer Isle. I would love to live in a place full of pagans.
I mean, you're singing the song at any
right,
moment.
Exactly. Arts and crafts. So many arts and crafts. You're gonna make a big ass Wicker Man. Just think of all the braiding of the branches you're doing. Like, oh, fuck that. Love it. We think of a lot of the pre-colonized Indo native tribes and villages and communities and peoples of South America, yes. Central America, and Mexico. The Mayan, the Aztec, the Inca. We probably think of like what's his face? Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom, and call him like, and ripping out the heart, which, oh my god, that scared me when I was a child. Probably still would.
If there's a movie scene that I think of, it's probably the scene in The Road to El Dorado where they're like marching the guy out on like the cliff edge, and then they throw him in to like be a sacrifice to go to the underworld.
Right. Yes.
I love that movie. And unlike some people in my generation, I'm not going to apologize for the fact that I love that movie.
Right. We think of like, evil satanic cabals from the B movies and horror movies of like the 60s and 70s. Yes. Satanic Panic, with all of its like rampant sexual abuse of children and human sacrifices by like the hundreds of thousands by the end of it. Like, I can't even. Apparently, unfortunately, possibly Jeffrey Epstein. Everyone is talking about sacrifice and human sacrifice, and Pizzagate kicking back up, and adrenochrome, and sacrifice has a lot of, when we think of sacrifice and the occult, it rings very specific. We think maybe like the Afro diaspora religions of the Yoruba peoples and various other African peoples, Candomblé, Voodoo, Santeria, Ifoe, the Kumi.
But we also know we don't have to know because Jennifer remembered.
Right. So there's just all those like ideas that come to mind in the popular imagination. And we thought we wanted to actually explore the subject of that because the gods demand sacrifice. They do. And we, I think, don't understand, because we have such a limited idea of what sacrifice is, mainly by popular culture and fear-mongering and racist and xenophobic tactics that take something that's very sacred. Like, for instance, in various pagan and indigenous pagan traditions, like the African diaspora religions, sacrifice of animals like pigs, chickens, goats, lambs, etc., cows, all of these things feed the community. Nothing goes to waste. Like, far better than what we fucking do, and just as a society, in terms of how we treat our animals, our cattle and stuff for mass production of food. You know what I mean? Like, so there's definitely always a misunderstanding and prejudice that comes along with ideas of this. But there are other ways of sacrifice, and you may not even realize that maybe you do it or have done it. So, of course, we know offerings, right?
Of course.
We all give them.
Yeah.
You know, famously, HEKA-TEA is like, I love my garlic, I love my honey milk, I love my lavender, I love my mooncakes, I love my fish, I love, you know, she loves her shit. You know, Santa Morte loves candy, loves cakes, loves booze, loves, I mean, they all love booze. Like, exactly. So we all make offerings, and we know what offerings are, and we're like, okay, yeah, of course I give offerings. What makes an offering a sacrifice?
What does? Well,
do you have any thoughts?
I do. So obviously, an offering becomes a sacrifice when it's involves something that we ourselves as the witch or as the devotee are giving up in our lives.
Yes.
Actually, oddly enough, the most recent example of a sacrifice that I have are actually these nails. So I did themed nails for the occasion of HEKA-TEA, which is, without getting too long-winded into it, basically there's Theogamia, which is a celebration of Hera and Zeus's marriage, but then each of them have separate occasions of HEKA-TEA and Zeus Teleos. Now the word Teleos means the right, so this is very much a celebration of the enjoyment and their respective enjoyment of marital sexuality.
Right.
So for that occasion, I decided to do acrylic nails. Now I do not typically like to do acrylics at all. I much prefer my natural nails.
Right. I mean, I think they look amazing.
Oh yeah, they're great. But of course, I picked colors that are sacred to her. Blah blah blah. But part of the reason that I did it was because by nature, as someone who doesn't really do acrylics very often, I'm having to kind of relearn how to use my hands, how to hold all of my things, how to get dressed, how to use my bag. And that's for an extended period of time that I'm going to be wearing these nails for her. And I thought that was kind of a good allegory to represent, you know, letting someone else into your life and committing to them. Because of course they're going to affect your life. They're going to make it different as far as how you're living your life versus how it was before, and you're gonna have to make space for them in your life.
Yeah.
So I kind of did that as kind of an allegorical representation of commitment to another person.
Yeah.
Which of course is what that holiday is all about.
Right.
As well as it makes me feel sexy and sultry, and that holiday is also all about that.
Right.
So I think that,
but putting up with the headache of it,
exactly,
and the upkeep.
The upkeep, learning how to. You know, obviously I have a job where I use my hands a lot, you know, as a legal assistant. It's changed the way I type at work. It's changed how I get dressed in the morning, how I'm carrying myself through my day. And that is an act of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Especially because I don't typically enjoy acrylic nails. I much prefer my natural nails. I do like to do my nails, but I very, very rarely do acrylics. So this was definitely an act of giving that to her on this occasion.
Yeah. I would say for me, like, yes, I can 1000% agree, and that's kind of the point we're making, is that sacrifice, what makes something a sacrifice and takes something from an offering to a sacrifice, is either the care that you put into it, that like the matter, the attachment, the almost maybe the selfishness of the thing, and giving it up to them. So for example, my latest was something involving Santa Morte, and don't want to get into it too, like, specifics about what it was about, but in the end, I needed to give her a really good offering for this, right? It needed to be really fucking good, and it needed to be a sacrifice. It needed, in order to know she was going to come fulfill this for sure, you know, sometimes you gotta do the high bid.
Yeah.
Because you're determined to outbid, and you don't know what anyone else is going to bid on an auction. For example, okay, so let's say you're a diamond dealer, jeweler dealer, okay, and you're bidding on a stone at auction. Most of the time, if it's over the phone, a lot of the times you have no idea what the other person is bidding. It's a closed auction. So you will only find out if you win. Yeah. And then everyone finds out what it went for and what other people bid, right? Well, you're determined to get that stone. So you're like, fuck it, I'm bidding $10 million.
Yeah.
And you win, right? But then you find out that the other person under you, the one who was in second under you to get it, was like $4 million lower.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh shit.
Right.
But you needed to ensure, so you were willing to make that sacrifice and shell out that much money to ensure you were going to win that stone, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, I need to do this. And, you know, I was like, what do I have? I don't really have, the only thing I had was this bottle of Veuve Clicquot, which is my favorite champagne, that I got as a gift for my birthday. And I was determined to save it until my next birthday, like determined. And so it has sat on my bar in the champagne bucket, unopened. Like, there were times I was like, oh, I'd love to take a bath with that right now. Just like get in the tub, like put up my tray, like candles, just enjoy it, smoke some weed, hee. I wanted that bottle all to myself. I was saving it. I was going to be the only one to drink it. I was going to drink the whole fucking bottle, savor it. But I needed to ensure that she was going to help me with this one thing as quickly as possible. Excuse me while I fix my necklace. So I did it. And it hurt. It hurt. It was a sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Like, I was feeling it when I was opening it. I was like, damn it. Like, I was like, oh, do I have anything on? And I'm like, no, this is what it has to be. Because the fact that I'm agonizing over sharing it with her, the fact that I'm agonizing opening it, the fact that I'm agonizing over the fact that I've held onto it for months and months, and now I'm opening it, tells me this is exactly the right thing to give her. This is the sacrifice. It didn't involve blood. It didn't involve anything. It's what meant to me, you know? It's what mattered to me. It's like, maybe you have Chips Ahoy cookies and you're giving a deity, you know, and you're like, what do I have? And they're like, oh, all I have are like these last like 4 Chips Ahoy cookies that like I really was like wanting to eat later today. And you're like, damn it. And you can't go out and get more cookies, like for whatever reason, like and you're like, but you're like, you know what? Even if it's just to show them your love for them and appreciation. So you're like, I'm going to give this deity or these deities my last cookies. That is committing an act of sacrifice. Oh, absolutely. So it is the energy and value you put in to something that you give up, that you give to them. That is the sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Now, in terms of livestock sacrifice, blood sacrifice, organ sacrifice, there's nothing wrong with that. I will say, don't murder a person. And you're like, well, what about the animals, blah, blah, blah. I will say this. Celery feels pain. Carrots feel pain. All vegetables and fruit feel pain. They make a sound, a screaming sound that other plants can hear. So everything feels pain. Everything is alive, including your vegetables and fruits. They are living things that actually feel and resonate and understand pain. And they send that through the electrical currents of their roots to all the other ones that they're connected to. So do with that what you will. That's a fact. So that's why the argument to me about it is like, I get it, but also you're not doing any better. You're harming vegetables. You're eating the carcasses of living things and taking nutrients and sustenance from it. That's what it's there for.
Also, I think that there is something to be said for treating that intaking of their life and their blood with respect.
And sacredness, yes, and reverence, yes, absolutely. And if you can do that, then you're not disrespecting the animal.
No.
And if all parts of the animal are being used and nothing's going to waste, the hide, the bones, the meat, the organs, the blood, nothing is going to waste, then there is nothing wrong with it. You may have your own moral issues about it, but I would say how much of that is embedded from Christianity and colonialism, and how much of that is fed from like the subconscious, even if it's subconscious in you, the subconscious idea in your head that practices, beliefs, etc., that do livestock sacrifice, that do ritual sacrifice of animals, that they are somehow savage, backwards, behind, etc. And you're much more civilized. Your Wicca is much more civilized. Your Neo-Druidism is much more civilized. I mean, okay, well, keep chewing on that rutabaga. It feels it. Like, you got to think about like how much of that is your own misunderstandings or prejudices or what have you. And I don't believe in killing any animal for sport, by the way. Just to be clear, I do not believe in hunting anything for sport. That is savage and fucked up, and there is no reason for that. There's no reason to glorify any type of hunting down of any animal in such a way that it demeans the life of the animal in itself. And if you're taking actual savage joy in the act of hunting and killing this creature, then no deity wants that sacrifice. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah.
No deity would ever accept that sacrifice. That would be rejected. Mm-hmm. anything with fear and trauma. So anyone sacrificing children or people to deities, to innocent people, and causing fear and harm and hate. No one is accepting your fucking sacrifice. They're just not. They're not. No one wants that. The deities evolve just like we as a society evolve. They don't want human sacrifice. They just don't.
No, they don't.
But they still want a steak and shit. So yeah, they're gonna be like, give me that chicken, give me that beef, give me that pork, yum, yum, yum. Like, that's how they be. Like, they still want to eat, but they don't want to eat people. Like, they have evolved.
Yeah.
They don't need it. And also, historically, human sacrifice was usually reserved for, like, prisoners of war, people who essentially were given the death penalty. Now, you, again, may be like, fuck the death penalty. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. You may be like, fuck the death penalty. Okay, yes. But that was their culture. And again, it was done religiously. There was purpose behind it. And it was rare. Now, do we have some indigenous communities, indigenous tribes, indigenous persons, people, civilizations of the pre-colonial era that did participate in a lot of human sacrifice? Yes. Do the Aztec come to mind? The Inca, etc.? Yes. But even then, we have a gross misunderstanding and idea of how frequent human sacrifice, especially the sacrificing of virgins or children, took place. Yeah. It was not all the time. It was not some common, like, free-for-all.
It wasn't every Friday.
No. Most of the time, sacrifice involved livestock. Yeah. It involved animals. It involved, a quarter of your crop. As a thank you for the crop, you gave a quarter of it back. You gave some of your livestock back for the bounty that was given to you. You give it back. It can seem terrifying. It can seem offensive. It can seem all of these things to think they were throwing fucking perfectly healthy horses and shit onto big old, pyres in Ireland and Scotland and shit, and on Samhain or on Beltane or inside the Wicker Man, building these big Wicker Mans and having them full of chickens and livestock. And now you're going, oh God, the Wicker Man. The Wicker Man, that was human sacrifice. We all know that was, like, and not just because of the movie, like, there's historical, but, okay. Much like how Robert Graves, the White Goddess, created this whole idea of, like, one unified witchcraft religion throughout the world, so too did the Romans. After invading Britannia and all this shit, come back to Rome. And in order to tell these grisly, ghastly tales, they spoke of these burning giant wicker men full of livestock and of captured persons. Now, we don't really know how much of that is true and how much of that was for the benefit of just scaring the folks back home about this cold, crazy island far, far away. But the likelihood that there was some, like, large cabal of pagan Neolithic human sacrifice and all burnings of wicker men all over the aisles with men and shit screaming in them, no. Then we think, okay, the Christians talk about Baal and the cult of Baal. Yes. So there actually was, like, a outlying sect of a cult that worshipped Baal. Yeah. That was, like, kind of very much an outlier, and they did commit the sacrificing of children to Baal. That is true. Yeah. But that was not actually widespread through the land of Canaan. That was not, the worshippers of Baal did not actually commit human sacrifice, and especially that of children, throwing them into fires. This was like an extremist cult. Yeah. Just like if you go to India, there was this very extremist cult dedicated to Kali that we've kind of talked about, that, like, literally don't bathe, they eat human flesh, they grab the rotting corpses from the Ganges and they eat it, they eat out of skulls, like, they fucking cover themselves in shit and ash and human flesh, and, like, outliers of these things do exist, and there was a cult of Baal that was an outlier that unfortunately did sacrifice women and children, mostly children, to the god Baal. Yeah. But that was not a required thing by the deity. No. And most people throughout the land of Canaan who worshipped Baal did not commit child sacrifice or human sacrifice unless it was, like, on the rare occasion of, like, we have had a drought for a year. Right. What are we going to do? We are all dying. Like, human sacrifice just didn't happen on a whim. No. It was either a once yearly thing, usually involving people who were arrested, criminals of war, they were being sentenced to death, and their death was made holy. by sacrificing them. So it wasn't even just like we're gassing them, you know, or hanging them or electrocuting them, like just to do funsies, pull the trigger. Like it was even that for prisoners of war who were sentenced to death, it was still a sacred death.
Yeah.
So those are all things we need to kind of like re-examine and rethink when it comes to even the historical lens of sacrifice, because it's very, very wrong. But anything can be a sacrifice, and sacrificial magic is the most powerful magic.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, and again, that can be whatever it is. It could be you are like, I am sacrificing fucking teriyaki. Like, and you're like, what? Yeah, like let's say you're like, hey, your Tuesday and Friday night ritual, right? It's teriyaki, and that's like your thing. You love chicken teriyaki, and every Tuesday and every Friday, that is how like you reward yourself. That's how you watch your favorite housewives on those nights.
You're such a f***ing liar, Camille.
And you eat your teriyaki in your PJs, and you're like, and that is like the thing you look forward to. It is the only thing that gives you joy in your week because it's so grueling and awful. Yes, you're like, I love my partner or my family, my kids, whatever, whoever, but you're like, this is my self-care.
Right. But it's that food that you eat that you reach your flow state.
Exactly.
Putting it in your mouth.
But you need help, right? You need fucking help. And it's for something major. And you're like, all right, what can I offer? And so you say to your deity, to whoever you're working with, hey, to your matron or patron god or goddess, hey, I need the help with this, blah, 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 blah. Please do this for me. And I will give up, I will give up my teriyaki for the next 3 months. or whatever that deity's, let's say they have a sacred number associated with them. And you say that many weeks or that many months is how long I'm giving this up for them. That is a sacrifice. That is a real sacrifice, because you know that come Tuesday, come Friday, you're going to be like, God damn, I wish I had that chicken teriyaki. Like, this has been a shitty day. Barbara won't get up out of my fucking asshole. Like, but, you know, you're like, I'm going to eat that falafel instead. And it makes you sad. It's delicious, but it's not your chicken teriyaki. But that's the sacrifice you're making in order to do this. That is a sacrifice. That is a very powerful magic. I personally think try to make anything a sacrifice as often as you can for maximum oomph.
Exactly. Or, you know, dancing is a sacrifice.
Yes, dancing is an act of sacrifice, especially if you're really busting your ass and sweating and working out and really getting into it.
Exactly.
That is a sacrifice. I mean, well, I guess it depends if you're giving up something in the act of dancing. Because if you're just dancing, I feel like dancing would be more just kind of like an offering.
Yeah. I mean, if you're working hard enough that, like, you know, the next day, like, you are going to be drained and sore, and you're giving that to them.
Yes,
like,
that is a sacrifice. Yes. If there is if there's a repercussion for you, a sacrifice doesn't feel good.
No.
It can feel redemptive. It can feel rewarding, but a sacrifice has a tinge of to it. Yeah. It has a tinge of mourning, a tinge of sacrificing. You are giving up. It is this. You're letting go of something that you otherwise would not deprive yourself of.
Like, for instance, let's say that for your own purposes, you're saving money every week. Like, you have a big financial goal that you're saving for. But you either just started working with a new deity, or you have a deity that's been with you for a long time, but this is the first time you're building an altar to them, right? So you take money out of your ability to be saving every week to build them a most fabulous and beautiful space that befits them.
Yes.
And you do it because you know that through that act and through that devotion, they in turn will come through for you, because you have shown that you are going to be there for them.
Yes, and that you are willing to put your money where your mouth is, so to speak, and that you are willing to, put care into their shit.
Exactly.
And obviously you can make shit. Like, you can make shit. Like, and that in itself is a sacrifice, because if you're crafting, you got scissors, you got things.
Oh, exactly.
Like, you're putting in the time, the energy. Like, it's however you do it, it's what, example, saving money you're saving, and you're like, I'm going to sacrifice some of that in turn to, like, get them something really nice, or to do a nice altar for them, or whatever. Or, you know, I really want to upgrade their statuary. Like all I have are just like these idols I made of them out of glue and toothpicks or popsicle sticks and yarn. And you're like, I really want to fucking get a proper statue for this person or for multiples. And you're like, you find the perfect one and you're like, yes, but then you're like, I'm gonna have to dip into the savings that I've had in order to buy it. But you just feel that like that's what you need to do and that would be the perfect thing. And you're willing to sacrifice the funds to do it. That is an act of sacrifice.
Yes. Like I feel like anytime that I've built something for my deities, like whether it's like a piece of furniture that I ordered for them and that I'm physically putting together, or if I'm painting something for them, like anything that I'm doing with my hands, I always feel like they really appreciate that because I'm crafting it for them.
Yeah,
you know?
Because then that goes into an act of devotion. So you have acts of devotion. Act of devotion is, as she just described, when you are literally doing an act in their honor, in their name, that is constructive, that is an actual thing that you are it's a verb, it's what you do. When it is a verb, that is an act of devotion, which they really, really appreciate. Acts of devotion, acts of sacrifice are a step up in terms of the magical security that you kind of get from it versus just doing an offering, which, is great. And I do offerings all the time. You do offerings all the time. But when you really need that help, like, consider sacrifice instead of an offering, or offerings and sacrifice, because everyone loves gifts.
Or for instance, like let's say you've got 2 bottles of wine, right?
Yes.
And they're both like kind of down at the bottom.
Right.
And you're about to like go to your deity and you're like, okay, I've got enough for them and for me, but one of the bottles is a very beautiful, nice bottle of wine, and the other is just like your regular box of cab. You know? If you give them the nice one and you drink the shit, that is a sacrifice.
Correct. Exactly. So, long and short of it, sacrifice is good.
Yes.
Do sacrifice. Be a witch. Do sacrifice.
We should get t-shirts that say that.
We should. That can go up with when we get our merch store up and running. That will have that. So yeah, there you go. Sacrifice good. Embrace it. It's magic. All right. Next, once again, we return to the dampiness of Greendale to join Sabrina Spellman, her aunts Hilda and Zelda Spellman, her cousin Ambrose, her familiar Salem, who has kind of just disappeared at this point, the Weird Sisters, because now the 3 of them are part of the thing, and Kinkle & Co. for The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, or Brina, as they all call her.
They do.
Rewatch. The Burial. So, where we last left off, the 2 Weird Sisters who are not Prudence and who are not related to Father Blackwood, the Wolfins. Because they are just orphans. They did some puppet work in the caves, the caverns, the mining tunnel, the whatever, owned by Kinkle's father. They have an effigy of Harvey and an effigy of his older brother, Tommy, and they smash crazy with a stone, and as a result, there's a big crash at the mines, and Tommy didn't make it. Harvey Kinkle, the younger Kinkle, made it.
Yeah. Because of course we can't have Sabrina's boyfriend die.
No, of course not. That would be too wonderful of a gift for the viewer.
Right.
No, terrible.
No.
Whoa, no. So,
also Thomas Kinkle is certainly a choice as a name, because when I hear it, all I think is Thomas Kincaid.
Oh my God, right? Master of Light. Thomas Kincaid, the Master of Light. Painter of Light. That's what it is. The Painter of Light. Thomas Kincaid. The guy who loved to jerk off Trump.
Right. I was Master of Light. That's for mirror.
No, but that's what he's called.
Is it?
He's called the Painter of Light.
Painter of Light.
Yes, because his shit's all you can dim lighting on his paintings, and they change to dusk and evening. And
really?
Then you
I didn't actually
yeah. So in the malls back in the 90s, in the middle of the mall, there used to be these Thomas Kincaid galleries that you could walk through. And Tacoma Mall had one, and they were really cool. And they were in the middle of the mall. They weren't an actual store. They were just a kiosk thing set up. But it was set up as these galleries, and they had a roof, and they would play classical music, and it was dark, and it was a museum. Actually. Yeah, and then all of his paintings of all of his shit with the Victorians and all that shit would have dimmers.
Oh.
And you could dim the gallery light that was above the painting. And it would literally change the lighting of the painting.
Wow, that is
like,
so
he painted
cool.
light. Say what you want about the fucker. But, like, and he was a right-wing crazy loon-ass creepo who lived from here. But yeah, you could say his paintings were based and all that shit. I actually liked them, personally. Yeah. I wanted to live in them. But and they kind of remind me of Bellingham and, like, where I grew up. So it was, like, I loved them. But, like, yeah, like, he painted lighting in a way in his paintings that then actually interacted with the actual light. Yes.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't, frankly, know much about it.
Yeah, so see, there you go. So Tommy Kincaid Kinkle gets killed. And Harvey survives it because Sabrina in the last episode put a protection spell on him. During his funeral, Harvey and his father have an argument because Harvey is like, they haven't even found Tommy yet. My dad is already closing down the mine, talking to the lawyer for the insurance money. He's literally doing a funeral the next day and just burying his hard hat because he can't get the check until the funeral's done. So he's just like, I want that fucking money. He doesn't even care about his dead son.
Exactly. And then he makes a comment of like, Tommy loved the mines, and then Harvey loses his shit because Tommy did not like the mines.
Yes, and so then Tommy's casket falls over and out falls the hat.
I mean, honestly, the whole time that we were watching the scene, I just thought it would be really funny if it was a body. Like, it just slips out.
And they're like, oh, they found him. So Roz picks up Tommy's helmet, and she has a vision from The Cunning, which we're about to get into that. Yes. Put a devil's pinprick in that one. So she has a vision of Dorcas and Agatha. That's the name of the other two loser sisters. And they're crushing the puppets of Harvey and Tommy to try to kill them. So Roz tells Sabrina about her vision, and again letting her know that her Nana Ruth called it The Cunning, which clearly owed to The Shining.
Yes, reference to The Shining.
But
with the addition of the expression "the cunning folk" to describe witches.
Correct.
But then
then to separate them and say that they're not witches, the cunning folk aren't witches.
Right. There's this whole
it's the magical Negro.
Yeah, like
it's the magical Negro effect. Yeah. It's the same thing as we saw in Beautiful Creatures, where what's her face from How to Get Away with Murder fucking plays the seer.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
And it's like this thinly veiled hoodoo, voodoo, whole thing, and like, but she's not a witch. She's a seer, and she is a keeper of the knowledge of the casters. The casters. It was such a horrible movie.
Such a bad movie.
Emmy Rossum was great. Her character, iconic. Oh, only good thing about that fucking movie. Only good thing about that movie.
I loved when she said to her bully, "Bless your heart, sugar. You must have been first in your litter."
yes. So Roz tells Sabrina about the vision and reveals that her family was cursed from crossing a witch generations ago. So then they go blind and they have the cunning. So they cun everywhere.
Push your cun away.
Let me see a cun.
But it's not.
You can cun.
I'm gonna make you cun.
I'm gonna make you cun so hard. You're gonna cun.
But it's not witchcraft.
But not witchcraft.
I feel like this is the witchcraft equivalent of no homo.
Right, exactly.
No witchcraft.
So Sabrina summons Prudence, and they, along with Nicholas Scratch, and Dorcas, they assist in resurrecting Tommy by replacing his soul with Agatha's. And Agatha, like Sabrina slits Agatha's throat, but the whole plan is they can put it in what we have learned is the Cain pit in the cemetery of the Spellman mortuary, where Helga always gets buried after Zelda kills her. And the soil is said to have come from Cain's garden, soaked with the blood of the soil is soaked with the blood of Abel himself, and so therefore it's the most fertile soil in the land, and it's just so Christian. But this brings witches back.
But
and Agatha, right, and Agatha comes back. Meanwhile, Father Blackwood is consulting with Ambrose, and basically Ambrose is like, no, I'm not going to tell you who my co-conspirators were when I went to blow up the Vatican. And this completely turns Father Blackwood on, and he's like, I can commute your sentence because it turns me on that you are a snitch. So then he needs to go see Zelda, whom he was having a tryst with, and they have to flog each other. They have to do some flagellation some flagellations upon each other with some cat o' nines. First, Zelda is going to flagellate on Father Blackwood, and he's going to flagellate on Zelda, and they're going to be flagellating. Yeah. So, Zelda sleeps with Father Blackwood, like we said, and then the episode basically ends while Harvey and his dad are having dinner. Corpse Tommy arrives and knocks on the door, and that's kind of where the episode ends.
Yeah.
Oh, we did have this whole thing with Susie, where her great grand aunt, who was like a lesbian or non-binary frontiers woman, has been coming to her, and she is like calling Susie a boy, which yay, affirmations. But seems to be up to no good, started making trouble in the neighborhood because she's got little Susie going into a cave, doing some fucked up shit. What the hell? And then she's like, how did it feel? And Susie is like, thrilling, exciting, and fun. And like her great ancestor, Dikey, is like, oh, you're such a brave boy. And you're just like, oh, you're love bombing and you're affirming to manipulate. And it's sad. So that's where we leave it.
So there's that.
Miss Wardwell, of course, is just like the most obvious person to be setting up Sabrina, and Sabrina is so dense that she just doesn't get it. Like, Miss Wardwell is like, resurrection spell. No, Sabrina, you cannot do that. That is so dangerous. I must say, you must never have it. You must never do it. I have this book in my office that's the Book of the Dead right there on my bookshelf, full of different various resurrection spells and necromancy, but don't ever touch it. Don't ever go into my office after hours. Here's my key that I have dropped for you to go take and open. Like, but don't do it. But here you go. Like
she's very Scar in The Lion King. An elephant graveyard is no place for a young prince.
No go. It's located. Don't go there. Don't go there. But turn right here and turn left here and do this and jump over there. But don't go. Don't go. But if you go, no. But don't do it. Yeah. Like, and then Sabrina's just like, wow, she's so nice. Like, not once being like, she does this like every time, and every time like shit goes wrong. So maybe I shouldn't listen to her. Maybe she's setting me up. No, Sabrina's fucking dense.
She is drunk on the king.
She is really drunk on the kinkle, and it can't stop her from fucking meddling.
No.
All right, so that is our Chilling of Adventures. That is our Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Rewatch The Burial. Stay tuned for The Returned Man. Right here on Spelling the HEKA-TEA with Marcus and Yvain. All right, and as per usual, we have our newest preview for our latest episode of Promenade of the Gods, Producing the Spring Mysteries.
You know what starts today? Your festival starts today. Pilgrims will arrive from all over the world to have their hearts cleansed of their burdens and to be made ready to receive the gift of their birthright, the gift of abundance. Like, they will visit shrines, give sacrifices to the many gods, and bathe pigs in the sea. Such a strange thing you have them do, Mother, bathe pigs in the sea. The pigs do seem to like it, though.
No, Court. Well, yes. And no. Today, I get to see my children. They get to hear my voice, and I get to touch them. I'm so excited. Fine?
Up we get.
Oh, up we get. Let us prepare the world for the day. Let us prepare the world for the day ahead.
And we shall get the world ready for the day, but and we shall get the world ready for the day, but.
Up we get, and we shall get the world ready for the day.
And this is when the music starts.
This is when Ares enters and Persephone does the flower awakening dance. Quietly mimes, expresses appreciation for the dance, and does some of the moves with her.
I'm dancing.
Well, I'm Mike Alling. I'm secondary priest in the ATC, and I'm originally from Washington, but I've been around the world several times. So.
He'll do it better than me.
That's fine. Are we doing your lines here?
What lines here?
Welcome to Spring Mystery Festival.
Yes, that's what we're doing next. I'm so into writing my meditation. Okay, here I go.
No one expects the directors to be on point.
I'm on roll. That's real first paragraph. I don't need help. I'll close. I will be.
So I actually am originally from Washington. I lived in Renton for the first about 10 years of my life and moved to Puyallup a little bit later. I actually was homeschooled up until 5th grade, so there are a couple things that were like a little slow, but I picked up quick. Yep.
Welcome to Spring Mysteries Festival! I am Lady Belladonna Laveau, the Hierophant of Mysteries. Thank you for coming. We have been presenting these mysteries for over 40 years. With the wisdom, I have said that wrong.
It's close
What's
enough.
the right?
This is the 40th consecutive year.
This is the 40th consecutive years we have been restoring these rights.
Before we begin,
let us first acknowledge anyone who has gone through an elevation in the previous year. Please stand that we may acknowledge your achievement. Well done. Congratulations. We recognize the work that you have done.
Merry meet. I am Lady Brenda Grace, Executive Festival Director and Hierophantine of the Mysteries. 40 years ago, the goddess Demeter called upon the Eleusinian priesthood to bring her mysteries back to her children, much like she did over 3,000 years ago when the great city of Eleusis was founded. The goddess says this is no chance happening. Her mysteries are needed on this earth now more than ever today. Today more than ever.
While the story
is
ancient.
Ooh, let's get over that memorizing this. So while the story is ancient, the magic and the results of it are happening now. Your witnessing of this story and your participation in it are vital to humanity's close relationship with the earth and to her needs.
Greetings, I am Lady Cara Williams, the Dance Director and Hierophantid of the Mysteries. Today, the priests and priestesses of the Eleusinian priesthood bring to you the sacred rites of the ancient city of Eleusis. These honored servants have been training and preparing to present these ceremonies and rituals for you for at least 3 years.
Well, I was probably about 16, and I had some friends that were kind of practicing paganism and craft, and so I kind of kicked it with them.
So my mom's actually pagan. She's been a part of the church for, I think, somewhere over 10 years. Long time. I've been going with her since I was about 8 years old, 20 now, so 12 years. And then I've been doing Spring Mysteries for about 8 years right now, I think.
Nothing happens by mistake. There are parts that are meant to be challenging. Should you find yourself impatient, uncomfortable, or otherwise challenged, reflect on these experiences and why you are choosing to react this way to the mysteries. Your transformation will be found within these reflections.
This is an initiatory experience. Without challenges, it would be meaningless. If we did not provide ritualized challenges during this initiation, the gods would pick a challenge or a sacrifice for you. Be mindful of the challenges you face and the sacrifices you make. Endure them with reverence and appreciation for their purpose. Let us always remember, the ways of the underworld are not your ways. They are perfect and not to be questioned.
Cut for just 1 second. Someone left a car key in the bathroom, in the girls' bathroom, so check your keys. Make sure you got them, and if you don't, it's in the bathroom. Okay, moving on.
It's in the first stall on top of the toilet paper thingy.
That sounds like my key. Good job not falling with the fairy trap on it.
Oh, I was like about to reach for it, and I'm like, no.
Okay.
Please, Cara.
Okay. The rites of Eleusis were an ancient pilgrimage taken by the citizens of Greece.
Thank you, Anna.
Both found initiates were not allowed to tell history what they gleaned from their journey. However, we know it was vital to civilization.
I think my first one was in 2001, when it was a HEKA-TEA sickle, I believe.
Well, I do sickle every year. I go to ATC events all the time. I've been doing those since I started coming up with my mom. And then a little bit later, at some point, they wanted me to be on cast for festival. And I was like, so I've actually never been to festival. They tried to cast me before I'd gone. So we got me to go finally. And then they cast me my second year, actually, which we weren't supposed to do because it was my creator's year still. But, you know, whatever. Right. So I've been doing it since then. I've been on cast for Sickle and Spring Mysteries.
The goddess speaks to us in many ways, and many messages will be taken away from this weekend. Your messages and the messages you receive from deity are sacred to you, but they will not necessarily be the same as the person beside you. Trust that each person is receiving exactly what they need to hear, and that all lessons are sacred, vital, and transformational.
So that was episode 3 of Promenade of the Gods, which you can find right here on the Spelling the HEKA-TEA with Marcus and Evan channel, right here on NJTV. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Next,
doodle.
SpellCraft. All right, so for this SpellCraft, once again, we have returned to the Element Encyclopedia, 5,000 spells. If you don't have it, get it. I will always say this every time we turn to it. We thought, with it being spring coming, we've talked about sacrifice, giving way, a new astrology this month is a lot about empowerment, about finally moving forward after a retrograde. So we thought after a retrograde, which can cause a lot of cloudiness and on you, you need to do some unblocking. Maybe you're not hexed, cursed, bound by somebody fucking with you. Maybe it's your own magical battery is dead. Maybe it's just the energy of the retrograde is on you, and you just need to get it off so you can start anew and you can move forward vigorously and powerfully. So for that, we have some road opening spells to help you out, and I will go first. So, So maybe in your life, you have a situation where you're trying to make headway at work, or maybe with a family member, come to an understanding, and it's just not happening because Mercury in retrograde causes so many communication issues. And so maybe for the past couple of months that we've been in this retrograde, it's been kind of a bitch to get through to somebody, right? Well, here's a little spell to help ease that tension and maybe get them to finally listen to what you have to say. So carve a skull candle of any color with the name and identifying information of the target of the spell. Choose the color of the skull to suit your purpose. So obviously red for romance, green for financial discussion, black if the person is dense or is stubbornly refusing to consider your position. White may be used for any purpose, obviously. And you're going to dress the candle with Command and Compel oil and add any other formulae or oil that matches your need. And of course, burn the candle. You can intensify the spell by dedicating it to either Papa Legba, Opener of the Ways, and Eliminer of Obstacles, or obviously you can dedicate it to HEKA-TEA, opening of doors, HEKA-TEA Brimo, smashing and destroying any and all walls, barriers, conflicts. Shiva is great for that too. Shiva breaks down, through his dance, can break down many, many walls and barriers. And then obviously if you want, however you do a spell, however you do magic, either you could just concentrate on it silently and do that, or if you're like me and you're all about that spell work, spell word, spell rhyme, in your time, then do that. But just take care of it, trust in it, try that conversation again now that Mercury in retrograde is gone. Maybe you can remove some of that miscommunication fog that is happening. All right. Here we go, citrus and pumpkin.
Okay, so I have a recipe for a bath-related spell.
Which you love. You're all about a bath spell.
Exactly. I mean, as a Harriet, ain't nothing I love more than a cleansing ritual bath, okay?
It's true.
So cheers to that. Anyway, so this too is just for one of those times when things are feeling heavy upon you. You need to dispel that. You need to cleanse that off of your body. And I say, what better way to cleanse than to clean as well? I think that is so important, whether in your home or in your physical body.
Agreed.
Anyway, so this is an unblocking bath using citrus. So what you're going to do first is collect as many different types of citrus fruits, but especially the sour ones.
Oh, okay.
To kind of signify like that sour energy that you're hoping to dispel away from you. Yeah, like a shit ton of fruit. Like there just cannot be.
Buy it all.
Like go to your supermarket and just
clean it out.
Yeah, clean it out. Bring like 5 carts. Get all the fruit.
All the fruit.
No one else gets fruit. Only you.
Right.
Only you get fruit. And then your work is cut out for you because you're going to quarter each fruit.
Okay.
Squeeze the juice into a tub of bath water and then toss the rind into the bath as well. Add a bottle of orange blossom water or hydrosol.
Okay.
Then you're going to enter the bath, rub yourself down from head to foot, basically with the fruit.
Yeah.
Envision your blocks being cleansed away, and then allow yourself to air dry.
Okay.
So it all dissipates as it happens off of your body.
Yes.
Depending on the quality of the fruit used, you may be sticky after this. But leave the fruit residue on for as long as possible before you go ahead and shower that off.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that sounds very nice.
That does.
I would love to do this bath.
There you go. Okay. So there we go again. Element Encyclopedia, 5,000 spells by Judah K. Ellis. Get it, love it, read it, hold on to it. You will never regret it.
That's when you drop it on your toe.
Right, don't do that. You will regret that. Trust. All right, lastly, it is Witchy Media Review. And as I said, we have a new discovery. Super cool. Found them on Spotify. So if you are on Spotify, they may also be on like Amazon Music and stuff too. I have to check, but I'm pretty sure they are. They're also on Instagram, but they are called the Haus of Hekate. And they are a music collective. So there's various witch artists, Hecateans who make music, who take part. So, and then the producer is also the name of the collective, which is Haus of Hekate. So kind of like House of Gaga or House of Valentino, like a house, a fashion house. And then, but he also being the producer of over 40 years experience, is also Haus of Hekate, goes by that by name. So we have the collective and then we have the artists.
Right.
And the music is great.
Oh yeah, it's really great.
There are tunes like Count Me In, 1, 2, 3 Witch. There is what is it? Oh, Epithets of Hekate, which is awesome.
I like Witch Flame Rising.
Yes, Witch Flame Rising is really good.
My favorite personally is Don't Mess with My Witch Crown Bitch.
Yes, Don't Mess with My Witch Crown Bitch.
So good.
There's also I Said Kneel Down Bitch, which is also really good.
Well.
Glamour Spell is good. Money Spell is really good.
Just a lot of bangers, really.
Yeah, and it spans the gamut. There is some K-pop. They have worked with a K-pop group that are witches, and it goes from like some of it's like R&B, hip hop, and trap to EDM and dance, and then you have stuff that's very like classical poppy, like very pop music. You have it's just very top 40, very radio friendly, by all like witchy and badass, and they followed me on Instagram, so that's really cool. So I'm going to reach out to them because I would really love to get them on the show.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
If you are not familiar with Haus of Hekate, I'm telling you, go look them up right now. There's the spelling again. Look them up. Listen to them. Just for some good beats. You want a good time in the background. Just like, it is so good. You want to feel empowered. You want to like feel your badass, like awesome, like fucking like witchy self. Like, they're revolutionizing what I think can be witchcraft and pagan music. Really revolutionizing it and making it something that, I don't know, kind of like, it really like, it's that whole like, kind of like how Christians like make Christian music sound secular. This sounds like top 40 pop secular pagan witchcraft music. And it's just incredible. So definitely Haus of Hekate, fucking Supermoon. Oh yeah. So full on super shining, bright ass fucking moon. Like, I highly recommend them. They have so many songs. They go back to like probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and the earlier stuff is very like classical kind of pagan music of like albums with like ritual chants on them, and like so there was like an evolution that he clearly went through in terms of musical exploration and what they thought it could be and what pagan music could be. So
the most recent release, which I just listened to a couple of days ago, it's 12 songs, and each one of them is tied by a particular astrological
horoscope.
Yes,
the album horoscope.
Really good. I like it a lot.
Yes, I have Lion, like the Leo one, Lion's Roar, or something like that. It's like Leo. Like, it's so good. Jehovah's Witches.
Oh, I love
Jehovah's Witches is amazing. It's an amazing fucking song.
Oh, so
like
good. So good on multiple levels.
These are just bangers too to like bounce your fucking booty to at a club. These are like, if you're a drag queen, if you're a witchy drag queen and you're wanting like some like knock the house down boots, like fucking drop it, fucking serve it, fucking music, like that is also witchy as fuck that you can do in a drag show and get the crowd fucking going. Yeah, Haus of Hekate.
Oh yeah, so good.
So fucking good. So yeah, there you have it. Another episode down.
Yes.
Again, super full moon on that, so listen to Haus of Hekate, and hopefully we'll have more from them. If you like what you saw, again, please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, hype, and share. Why? Because we're magical, we're beautiful, we're baneful and blessed.
We are.
And
we want you to be baneful and blessed with us.
Fuck yes, we do. Do not forget, we drop episodes every new moon and full moon right here on YouTube. And as we always say, witches, broomsticks, not just for cleaning.